Hey there, this is Nate English with Gregory Kennedy covering the 2020 Volta again, and we're in the final week, the final stretch. Today was, I think, the longest stage and also had the most climbing in it. It was not a mountain stage, but there were 4,000 meters of climbing over a million little bumps in the road, and it looked pretty tough. It was wet and cold looking. It was exactly the kind of ride that I don't look forward to when it comes to be wintertime. So, Gregory, what happened today? How did it unfold?
Yeah, a pretty exciting stage. Like Nate said, it was the longest stage. And then if you were to count up all that climbing and put it all together in one climb, supposedly it's the most climbing of a stage in the Vuelta this year, which I think is really saying something given the climbing that had to be done in the other stages, right? So you saw some breakaway attempts. You saw some incredibly bad weather, right? Started to rain, and that kind of slowed things down, and I think affected people's performance. But it played out as I expected, right? The break was ultimately brought back. I think maybe in better weather, the breakaway might have succeeded. And so, yeah, so they went into the final stage, and then the stage winner from UAE was clearly uh, happy with himself. I was joking with Nate, like all the crying at the end of the stage today. I like cycling seems to have more grown men crying than any other sport that I pay attention to, and I can only imagine like the pain and the excitement of racing 15 days straight and then being able to win the stage. It must have just been such a huge task. Like hats off to them.
Yeah, especially after 6.5 hours and just being like presumably cold and morally crushed from all of the rain. I feel like there was that one last rider from Quick Step getting caught with like 3 or 4K to go. He had made a great move, and if it was a different run in or if he just had like a little more time, maybe he would have been able to stick it.
Yeah,
But like he got caught, and then I feel like half of the field was just like in the process of sitting up over the last 5K. Like they went through some turns, and you see people just kind of drifting off the back. Like they're just so over it at that point in time. And even the GC riders, like they were up in the front group, but I feel like they weren't fighting for position. They were just like, oh, we're gonna finish together. Like it's fine. And I was kind of surprised seeing that juxtaposed with the fact that there was a 4 second time gap from the first group of 9 to like the 10th place rider. And like there still are time gaps. And if you let up too much because you're just like cross-eyed in the rain, like you can lose 5 seconds, which could matter at the end, if you're in first or second or third or fourth, and you're those seconds matter. But I think everyone was safe, everyone got through it. It looked both like fun and miserable. Like it's a fun story to tell afterwards, but when they're there like 50K to go and it's wet and they're cold, I'm sure they were both like hating it and waiting for it to be over. But yeah, the
yeah,
GC remains unchanged. We have Roglic, Carapaz, Carthy, Martin, and Moss. Moss is a good couple minutes behind the others, so it's really those top four fighting it out for the win. And tomorrow is going to look kind of bumpy, but I think we're mostly looking forward to the weekend. Um, Let me pull up the stages real quick.
yeah. So I think a couple things, right? The rain seemed to put a lot of caution into the peloton. You could see as they went into the finish, they were going through the turns for what I think the
Pretty
pro
cautiously.
peloton speeds go. They were going pretty cautiously. They clearly like it's the end of the race, end of the season. No one wants to get into a crash. Not like that first day of the Tour de France where it started raining. There was just people like careening off the road and sliding all over the place and just crashing. It was just awful, right? You didn't really see any of that today. I was quite surprised to see how safe everybody remained, which I think is really good. And I think that definitely affected uh, the finish. And then yeah, GC unchanged. I kept watching it thinking like, I guess Ineos decided not to try anything today. I still think like if they want to win, they got to do something.
Yeah.
And I expected them, or I had hoped for them to try to do something today, but maybe they think that they'll have better chances on a big mountain stage, and that even if they were to get Carapaz in the break, it was too risky, and that would definitely light the fire under Jumbo to chase, right? So I guess perhaps they made the right decision, but I thought it would have been exciting to see them kind of like light it up and do something today.
Yeah, that could have been fun. I feel like today it would have come back together and it wouldn't there wasn't much chance for it to be successful. The next 2 days there's some opportunity. So like tomorrow it's 160K and 100K in there's like intermediate climb with like a small dip and then it goes up for I'm not sure like how they classify the climb, if it's just that last bit or if it's the whole thing. I think it's the whole thing is a cat 1 climb. And then there's not a lot of flat riding to the finish. Like there's still 30K. I think that we'll see some action tomorrow. Somebody is going to attack over that climb and see if they can't descend ahead of the field and just hold off that last 10K or whatever it is of flat riding. Because if you can get down the descent, get over those bumps and down the last descent over the last like 30 or 40K, like you could have a chance of sticking it if you had 30, 60 seconds. And it'll be small groups over that climb. So if you are off the front with like 2 or 3 riders, the group behind you is probably the GC contenders that are going to be watching each other. And there's going to be like 10 or 15 riders maybe, like the GC riders plus 1 or 2 like super domestiques. And so it could play out interestingly. But the last day finishes in the HC and people have to throw down. Like if there's any chance of coming over whoever's ahead of them in the GC, they have to make some moves on the last climb on the last climbing stage. After that, it's just a cruise into Madrid. So we'll see what happens, but something will happen. I'm sure Carapaz will be aggressive somewhere. I'm sure Ineos will be up there. Froome pulled off, I think, like a ways out today because he's saving it for the next 2 days. Because like it doesn't matter. Like they were going to finish together. I'm sure all the domestiques were just trying to get through the stage and not crash. So we'll see. Hopefully, they're not too wrecked, that they have some energy for some active racing the next couple of days. But any parting words before we go? Call it for today.
No, I'll just tell everyone to like and subscribe, and we'll see you.
Yeah, it should be good. And yeah, we'll do some content after the race. But for now, we'll focus on the last few stages. Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.